Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and we are doing a reprise from Aruba one more time, just because it truly is what we do here on Life's Milkshake Moments in awareness, alignment, and abundance. Welcome to this take two. You probably saw us short with Dr. Ramah Wagner. She was fantastic. The energy was so amazing on the StreamYard problem that we blew up the internet for real, for real. So buckle up, Buttercup. Let's get ready to roll in all 6 pillars of health. So true, because who you are is what you do. So how are you today in awareness, alignment, and abundance? For those of you that don't know me, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, board certified PhD holistic nutritionist and health coach, touring the world now in retirement, giving this message of healing, health, and hope in all 6 pillars of health, spiritual. Then it goes to mental, emotional, physical, financial, and social. Our guest here tonight hits all 6 because that's just who she is. Let's give me 5 for Dr. Ramah Wagner. Let's give me 5 for what she has done in her 20 years in practice. But as we know, it's 2 degrees of separation, and we'll get into this in a moment, because when it's right time, right place, it will happen for you right now. And it happened with my 35,000 client patients losing over 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat lost. Why? Because transformation is an inside job. Why? Because they were ready right now. So be ready to be transformed with this absolutely amazing professional, heart-centered, servant-driven leader, as my mentor Les Brown says, because it is necessary for you to do what only you can do. Go about it as though your life depends on it, this Life's Milkshake Moment time, because at the end of the day, it does. So we're going to do one more round in that promo, which we know, which is Aruba. Big shout out to Robert Towns of Titans Productions and his big boy turning 5. And he was big enough for, well, frankly, Robert named his business after him, his video production. So let's do one more stop at Aruba before I bring our guest on, Dr. Ramah Wagner, chiropractic holistic physician. Take a look, take a feel, take a listen. One more time, Aruba.
Let's just stop at the first destination, Aruba. A rich blend of indigenous, African, and European influences. Feel the origins of the Arawak people, encompassing the island's art and tradition. Feel your awareness and alignment unfold as you connect with your ultimate version of healthy living. Lose yourself in the white sand beaches, warm Caribbean breezes, and the landscape known as the Windy Rock. Awareness, alignment, abundance. Find all these and more in Aruba.
And we're going to take you to just an amazing woman who 20 years ago, we both moved to Lake County in Central Florida. It took the power of one, Harrison Klein, the connector, to bring us together 2 months ago. Who knew? But it's always the right time, right place, and right now. And right now it is just my honor and pleasure to read and experience her resume and what she's done in this world a second time. Dr. Ramah Wagner was born into a legacy of healers, a third-generation chiropractor. Her grandparents and her parents must have done something right. She founded Wagner Chiropractic near Orlando in Lake County over 20 years ago. She is still a practicing physician, but she's expanded her offerings and has helped 7,000 patients regain their health and wellness. That is something in support that's really to be just lauded over and just respected. An international best-selling author, her books include The Health of Business, The Journey Through Chronic Pain, which it is a journey to get to the other side. She is a renowned speaker. She's a podcaster. I've been her guest on her podcast. It was just an honor. And Ramah has presented at the Harvard Business Club, NASDAQ, NASA, MIT, and many, many more. She's shared the stage with such iconic speakers such as actress Suzanne Summers, John Gray, and Jack Canfield himself. Her TV appearances have been on CBS and NBC, just 2 out of the big 3 only. I'm sure she's done much more than that, and we'll find out about this because she just does because of her B. And she's helped countless individuals tackle it like a football player, that chronic pain. Her exceptional contributions include the Who's Who of Lifetime Award as a top doc. Yes. And Dr. Ramah, their dedication to advancing health and wellness, it continues to resonate globally. I can hardly wait until the global world opens up again so we can go and we can be best buddies on the plane, solidifying her status as a visionary in the natural health sphere, healing, health, and hope. By golly, that is Dr. Ramah Wagner, and I've got you with your video, but you are not here, Ramah. So, Dr. Ramah, welcome. I'm hoping you're going to be back in just a second. In the meantime, I'm just going to say I'm going to put this down. It's about us and having this technical issue. We're going to go in to our commercial break and allow her to get her video back on as we just have one of our sponsors, Deborah Simpson, absolutely amazing person. Met her at the Hamptons, CEO, and her company, C-Medics, does a non-invasive piece. What does it do? It allows a diagnostic tool for congestive heart failure without invasion. Let's take a look and a feel for sure, and feel Deb Simpson of C-Medics.
We are in the middle of a healthcare crisis. Heart failure attacks kill 500,000 people every year in the United States due to lack of early intervention.
One of those people that died was my father of heart failure. Many of these deaths can be prevented through our new non-invasive, incredible technology that will monitor and tell you 72 hours before you have heart failure.
The current solution to invasively monitor fluids and blood flow is very expensive, dangerous, painful, and often not approved by insurance companies.
C-Medics is the only company that has the technology that can change the way heart failure is managed and convert it from being a clinic and hospital-based treatment plan to a home-based treatment plan. We can do for heart failure what Dexcom did for diabetes, and that is giving patients more granular and instantly available information about their medical condition, allowing them to more precisely manage their disease.
So I also think it's important for patients to be involved in their disease state and making sure that everything is optimal in terms of their overall management. So a product like C-Medics X is rather patient-friendly, something that being done in a non-invasive, relatively easy-to-use manner in which we can get the information that will be important to have a significant input on overall improvement in quality of life.
So one of the indirect benefits of our technology is it'll allow hospitals to minimize and reduce the number of readmissions for heart failure, for which there's a substantial financial penalty. Every patient that's readmitted within 30 days of a prior admission for the same problem carries this, and it multiplies as the readmissions continue.
The company has obtained several patents giving CMedX a competitive advantage. Our top competitor has a 0.61 gold standard correlation. CMedX, a 0.93 gold standard correlation.
It's great inventions like this with our CMedX incredible team of doctors that will make a difference and give you a happy heart.
For more information regarding CMedX, go to cmedx.com.
cmedx.com. And now we've got the Ramah Wagner back. I'm telling you, Dr. Ramah, I think it is. It's our energy. It's got to be. Or either it's the white coats with the white hats of hope for healing. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Life's Milkshake Moments. One more time, take two. It is just a delight to have you. Really, for real.
Well, life is a take two moment, you know. You always have a chance to start again. You know, I want the audience to know out there that no matter where you landed in life, that journey, whether it's getting skinnier and losing some weight and detoxing your body or getting out of pain, wherever you landed, you can always start again and have a new experience and a new journey and a new chance.
Yes. And you are an absolute, just the epitome of that with people and how you found this. I mean, I know that we have this short, so if you want to just watch a little bit of Ramah, like we made a short into this when we had technical difficulties last week, but I really want you to share again, just the name Ramah, like we said, it's a spiritual name. And it's just like the holding on to our Savior's garment. And I'm sure that this is what you've created in your life as a chiropractic physician for sure. But let's go back to little Ramah, shall we?
Let's do it. So I was 13 years old. I'm a Midwestern girl, middle class America, Midwest values, just a regular middle state, middle class person. So it was a pretty normal family, and our family vacations were in RVs, which I hated. I always wanted to go to a hotel or fly on an airplane, but we all got into our family RV and we would pack up and go to Florida. And it ended up being that my parents bought a second home, a winter home down here. And so that's kind of why I landed in Lake County. But on this particular vacation at 13 years old, I was walking along in St. Augustine, Florida, and I had what the founder's son of chiropractic calls a thought flash. Maybe a vision, an instant knowing. Many people call them different names, epiphanies or satori's, but I knew, I don't know how, and I don't know where, and I'm not that woo-woo, but I knew I was going to be a doctor. And I knew in that moment I was going to be in Florida, and I knew it was going to be near there. So it was just something that I wouldn't have picked for myself. Now I see that it was God's plan, and his plan, he has a plan for all of us.
Yes. Future.
And so, yeah. And so that just happened to be his plan for me. Now, my father was a chiropractor, is a retired chiropractor. And he's a big dude that races race cars, modifieds, and a farmer, and totally different type of personality than me. So it wasn't that I was watching my father and going, I want to be like my dad. It wasn't that kind of thing. It was actually what I felt like I was given my calling. Now, does that mean it was easy? Heck no. 9 years of college is so hard to get through. And especially me, not good at math. But now I'm really good at math because I'm a business owner. And I've learned that math equals money, equals numbers, equals business. So I'm better with math now. But I definitely wasn't at that time. And so there's a lot of science that had math in it. But I just did one step at a time. And I always knew if God had given me this unction, this calling, this desire, this vision and dream, that he would help me pursue it. So at every end, even in chiropractic college, before a board, my friends would go, what are you doing? Because I would sit and I'd pray. I'd do my best to get a good night's sleep, get up early in the morning, drink way too much caffeine at Panera Bread early in the morning. And then I would study what I knew. And then I would go in and I would clear my mind and pray and just say, God, Lord, whatever you want to have happen is going to happen. I'm doing my part. You got to do yours. And that was the same. Yeah. And so
I want to just interject one thing that I just feel compelled to
okay, go.
Forgive me.
No, it's fine. Do it anytime you want.
Verse, if you've been called, you'll be equipped.
Okay. Is there a verse in the Bible on that?
Ephesians.
Oh, really?
If you are called, you will be equipped. That's you.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
Ephesians is also one of my favorite books. And if you're a Christian out there and you haven't read Ephesians, you better read it, because it says we're blessed in every heavenly realm of every kind of blessing that we
Yes.
have. And we have already been locked in and we're sealed. And so we got to have a different way of thinking of ourselves. Because I don't know about you, Jody, when you became saved, but before I got my calling,
It was
I
13.
became, yeah, same. A little bit earlier, I was a believer, and then God definitely led me in my life, still leads me now. And really, all of the healing that's happened in this center has been because God healed the patient, not because I have some special hands or some special methodology. And I wouldn't claim as a chiropractor or as a doctor, whatever I'm doing, I wouldn't claim I'm any better than anybody else. But I know I want to do my personal best to be the best I can be. And that's like something that's just inside me that I think isn't inside a lot of people that strive for excellence.
Yes, yes. And I'll look up the special chapter and verse for you. I just quoted it from the JIV version. I call it the Jody's International version.
Hey, it's good enough. As long as you're receiving the word, it's a powerful thing.
And we're receiving your words in that spiritual pillar of health, because it must happen from there. And then and mentally, you were given a strong mind and going in, caffeine or no caffeine to go in, ace it and whatever. And I just see little Ramah Jean, like, because you're good things come in small packages, but you're like a minute. I can just see you like peeking up to daddy's chiropractic table. Was that kind of the truth that you watched your dad a little bit or not?
My dad was a Vietnam vet. And as I've talked about on a podcast that you and I have been on, I didn't realize, like, he was from an era, which we all know with men, is he was from an era where women kind of are the secretaries to men. And my mother was, she would always say she's not an alpha female, she's a beta. And I know that was weird to me that she would admit that, but she was like, I am not like you. So they knew that I had a strong right brain. They knew I had a strong left brain. They knew I had a lot of drive. Like, if we were to compare my family brothers with me, my three brothers, I had way more drive than they did. My dad has a lot of drive. That is something that God just puts in you. It's like talents and abilities. It's kind of, you have it or you don't. And it's okay if you don't have a lot of drive. I just have a lot of drive. So my dad and my relationship with him is complex, but it's also pretty simple. Like, he was just talking to my teenage daughter on the phone about how much power you need to use if you're trying to bowl over what did he say? What was the analogy, Adrian?
He said that with certain problems, you have to analyze and see if it's just like the size of a bug or a gorilla, and see
Get over
if you
here.
have to.
So
Yeah,
he was, and we're joined by maybe a fourth generation physician. I know. Roll on in.
I think your mother's beautiful. You're just as beautiful as your mom, maybe more. So let's talk about the bug and the gorilla. I want to hear about that.
Well, what he was explaining is we're powerful. And sometimes we don't realize that. And women have so much more power, honestly, than men. Okay. Just being in our real feminine, not our fake masculine. And so we've been talking on the podcast with Harrison, our dear friend that connected us, Jody, or we would have been the best friends if we would have connected in Lake County, hopefully. But anyway, now's the time. Now's the time.
We would have been best friends up and down 441. We just would have.
So we were talking about power, right? How much power do you need to use in a certain situation? Because sometimes women get kind of power crazy hungry. It's like they get their thing going and they're like, I'm doing everything. I've done it, and it's a little excessive. So I see that a lot of times with women that go through menopause, and my patients that maybe have been a support person to their husband, and then their estrogen goes away, their poor husbands, their testosterone goes down, and now they're kind of feminine. The men are more sensitive, and the women will just blow over them back and forth. And it's like, you don't have to do that to get what you want. Don't change the role so much. And nowadays women are kind of coming into empowerment, and I'm sure you've seen it, Jody. And it's like, but what kind of empowerment are we doing when we do that with men? Like, if we bowl over men, why would they want to come and aid us, protect, cherish, love us? I know you just lost your amazing husband, right? And it's like, how nice was it to be a feminine woman around him and let him do stuff for you,
and because it was his honor,
Mhm.
because a woman who finds, I'm throwing this out, which has nothing to do about nothing, but it has everything to do about everything. When a woman finds the most powerful, it doesn't mean he will be powerful over her. He will extend his power and it will enhance you. That was my 20 years, as I called him, my big bear.
Which is so wonderful. And, we believe, you and I, that he is in another form,
Yes.
in another realm,
Yes.
where there's peace. And we believe that through Christ,
Yes.
and that he gives us that opportunity. So we have already overcome the fear of death. It doesn't mean you're not grieving. It doesn't mean I don't grieve my mom. Today would have been their 54th wedding anniversary. And I was just talking to my dad, but it's okay because we know where they are. And, heaven is so close anyway. It's probably right here. And we just can't even, sometimes we can contact it. But I had a dream about my mom last night. And she was a great woman because she taught me what love really is, and just like the challenge of becoming a doctor, because Dr. Jody, you're a doctor too. You know how hard the schooling is. Just like anything else, it's a journey to love another person. It's a journey to stay the course. And it's a journey to grow together, even as family members. And I think it's important. I think it's important that people realize. My dad was just saying, stuff happens on social media, which you guys are watching right now, but stuff happens that wouldn't happen in real life. We wouldn't treat people quite the same way. We wouldn't.
There's this filter.
We just wouldn't do it, Mhm.
And we've been so used to texting, whatever, but the glow and the frequency of this beautiful offspring of yours. I'm sorry, I missed your name, my dear. Tell me your name.
Yeah,
My name is Adrian.
Adrian. Oh, well, it's like, okay, so it's awesome Adrian, I'm sure. Triple
It
A,
is.
awesome
It
and
is.
amazing Adrian. I mean,
Yeah.
she's triple A. I can feel it all the way. And
Well, as you just said, she's been like, went to my dad's office. I'm trying to find her name tag over here that does say A+ Adrian. And her new name tag that's coming is going to be Advocate Adrian, because what I like to do is I like to give my staff and myself names that we're growing into, as a personality, as a attribute to us, as a developing of our talents and abilities, which leads me back to the story that you asked, which was my dad started bringing me to work, and it was a great way to bond with him because he was a busy, manly man. So he said, "Do you want to go to work with me?" And
my dad brought me to work,
yep.
and your mom brought you to work.
And she's been working, and I'm really grateful because it has been just necessity. It wasn't like, it was like, "Oh, Adrian, do you want to come and learn shockwave or learn how hot laser class 4 laser works and what we can do with it?" No, I was like, "I need you now in the other room, pull it together and try to act like you're a grown person." And she was walking along. We put her in scrubs and they were like showing her cleavage because it was like they were swimming. She was swimming in them, and she just showed up and she was like, "You got it, Mom." And so when we're at the office, our relationship changes because we're in a professional setting and she's an employee or she's a team member. And we really need to keep it about the patients and the patient focus and not, ourselves.
Heart-centered servant leadership. You know why this is just a beautiful relationship, Adrian and Dr. Ramah? You want to know what the Dr. Jody Bear litmus test is?
What?
When you started talking about your daughter, my nose started itching. All I wanted to do is go like this. And it was super itching. It happens this happens all the time, and it's so not podcasted.
What does that mean?
Oh, it means that it's true, and it's that frequency. When my nose starts, it comes from I know where it comes from. For me, it comes from my pineal gland, as I would say, my knower.
Very cool. My dad was just telling my daughter that when we're in practice, one of the ways we know we're in contact with God is our hands will tingle as we're touching patients. And he was explaining to her that the healing comes through us as a channel. Not like we're automatic channeling, none of that. It's just the Holy Spirit works through us and in us, and that healing happens because of that. And have you had that experience yet where your hands have either gotten warmer or you feel like the energies, the love and the care and the contact and the human touch has been coming through your hands?
And when was it? Do you remember, Adrian, the time that it happened? Would you like to just share a little bit about this? And I told you I didn't know where we were going to go with this, and I didn't care. We're just going. So please share, Adrian. I mean,
Okay.
I get 2 for the price of 1 today.
Well, for me, I have it actually a lot when I'm helping with patients and stuff, just because, I can like see the impact already that it's having on them and how fast they're improving. And it's a really amazing feeling and being able to be a part of that change in their life because patients dealing with chronic pain, it can really change them and how they deal with certain things, and it can even like change their personality a little bit. So it's really amazing to see the improvements they make through the treatments that we get to provide. And as somebody who gets to provide the treatments, it's a really amazing feeling. And I think putting them on the table or giving them their massage or like that kind of thing, you feel it a lot in this office and it's everywhere.
Yes, because that's where the frequency. I don't know whether you were in the other room, Adrian, when I said in my 400 podcasts, I've never had number one. When I flipped on, my lights went over, and the next thing, and the reason your mom and I had to do this a second time was because my audio went off. It's all frequency. It just is all frequency, and what you manifest, and all I'd say is that nice gene pool, beautiful.
We can only thank God for it.
Yes.
I think I was about that age when I realized, and I know, Jody, you have that same, it's a caring for other people, and it's truly a form of love. Patient care is truly a form of love, and it's such a beautiful form. And I've enjoyed so much of my life because that's been so satisfying, to make a good living and be an authority and be an expert. But what a great feeling to care for someone who is maybe broken down or feeling like no one cares, or you feel like you're their answer from God. And I know you've had that over the years. So many patients have probably told you, I prayed for you, Jody, and you're my answer to prayer. And it's like, all right, come on in. It's a wonderful feeling to be a physician and to be a healer. Both.
And like my mentor and my co-founder with Healthopedia, Dr. Jim, when you were saying you got this thought, and he talked when we were in Aruba, he talked about that he was actually a D student in high school. And his physics teacher was talking about the speed of light and the speed of light. And then he said, so what is there anything faster than the speed of light? Well, this D student raised his hand, and the teacher thought, what's he going to say back there? Like, what's Jamie going to say? And he said, what's faster than the speed of light? And he said the speed of light, or light speed. And this is what he said. He said it was thought speed.
Probably is.
And what happened in the classroom, and Adrian, did you say you were 14?
Yes.
Yes. And Dr. Jim was 14 when he said this. And at thought speed, all the kids looked around, and the teacher could say nothing because it's that thought speed. And and that's that mental case that comes from our spiritual pillar that comes
Which
in.
Must have happened in St. Augustine, because BJ Palmer, the founder's son, D.D. Palmer, who discovered chiropractic in 1895 in Iowa, he called them thought flashes. They're more than ideas, guys. Like, if you're out there and you're listening and you're an ideas person, there's something more than ideas. And it's something more than just dreams. That sometimes dreams are really cool and they're like, whoa, did that mean something? But when you actually are alive and awake and open and spiritually open, but not too open, right? But like where you're checking, what you're getting. How do you, right? This is a good one for the audience. How do you know what your calling is? How did you know, Jody? What was some distinguishing features that then you knew this was what you were meant to do with your life? Of all the options you had, how did you know that?
And you know that, Dr. Rainbow, because we talked about my background. I was a classically trained vocal musician and was singing with the New York City Opera. My now husband came backstage after my solo appearance in Puccini's Madame Butterfly. The rest is history.
Beautiful.
And so what happened, however, music was my talent. Health became my passion. When my mother, who then having these two babies, one on either hip of mine, 16 months apart, you get that phone call. You know, when you found that phone call from your mom, and it was ring, ring, ring. I said, Mom, how are you? She said, Jody, I'm not good, in her Norwegian accent. I said, what's wrong, Mama? And she said, they say I have cancer. They gave me 6 weeks to live. And I rolled off the toilet paper off that roll until there was no more. And I booked it back to Montana. You know, Midwestern girl from Minnesota, went to school, Montana, in that, you never know, ladies and gentlemen, because it's that whispers of your own listening, those whispers that give you hope. I went to the Laurel, Montana library. Let me tell you, Laurel, Montana, the library had probably a tenth of the books of what my husband, who's graduated to heaven, had with his 10,000 books in the house.
Oh my gosh.
But
I have 1,000, not 10,000, and they're already everywhere.
Oh yeah. Everywhere. But
okay, so you went to the library and you found a book?
I booked it. I knew exactly which aisle to go.
Okay.
Went back, and there was this much dust on it. It was Edgar Casey's Protocol.
Okay.
And I knew it was that book. I didn't know anything about it.
Is that the old school stuff where they use the oil, the castor oil packs? Do you remember that?
Oil, liver detoxing, and right next to him was Dr. Hulda Clark, that I ended up being mentored by for 4.5 years.
Isn't that cool?
And those two books were there, blew off the dust, went up to the librarian, and I said, I need these. I didn't say I wanted to check them out. I said, I need these. Because
you were never going to bring those back, were you?
And 3.5 years later, my mother transitioned from this world into the next. And she said to me, give others hope, Jody, the way you gave it to me. That was it.
Well, you said that in your intro today. And so you're doing it. So congratulations, young lady, of listening to your mother.
Oh, yeah. 49 years later. And what goes on. So I will just say, Adrian, listen to your mother.
Oh, no, that wasn't the goal here. But what we are going to say is, how do you know where you're being led? What are you feeling as a 14-year-old girl, kind of trying to find, hey, what does God have for me? I got this talent and that talent. She loves instruments, playing instruments. She's a great singer like you, Jody. I don't know that she's on the opera level, but you know, you love to do animations and
I dabble in a lot of stuff, but I think if I was talking like career wise or what I want to do in the long run and not just little hobbies here and there, I'd say one, you have to take into account what is godly and what is right biblically.
Okay.
Two, you have to take in what will actually like be something you can do the rest of your life.
Okay.
Like you can't, I mean, you could be a musician, but you know, it takes a certain amount of talent to be successful in that.
Yes, yes.
And then you have to take into what you know God is leading you towards and the field that you are destined for in his great will. And then for me, I mean, I know my mom, God talks to her more than he does to me, but I can kind of tell when something is like right in God's will. So I also take into account, you know, what I'm good at, like career wise, and like if I'm good with my hands or if I can retain well, like memory wise. And I feel that I'm being led into the medical field as a surgeon. And I felt that way since I was really young. And I know though that I don't want to be a chiropractor like my mom, because I just don't feel like it's my calling in God. And I respect them for what they do. It's amazing. But I don't think it's what I'm meant to do. And two, I'm not really interested in the profession myself as doing it.
Well, and it's great that what I got out of this amazing offspring that you are, Amanda. Okay, so you know what you don't want, you know what you want, and you're open to wherever that guidance is going to be. I didn't know it was going to come through my mother when she was transitioning, and who knew because there's something about musicians. Can I share a little secret? Okay, as they say in Espanol, a little el secreto about musicians, because we're so intuitive. Okay, little did I know that was, by the way, ladies, that was yours truly singing the background vocals for Alicia Williams. That was me singing, and the song is "There Is Hope." It became that Alicia Williamson got not only a Dove Award but a Grammy for that song.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it became my theme song. I didn't know that I would raise these two little boys and do all this competitive nutrition work, because they were big time swimmers and ended up being in the Olympics, one of them, and the other was a 9-time All-American. So I followed them up. I didn't know that I would sing the national anthem on, you name it, stages, because of my background.
So that's great, Jody.
But it can integrate like that.
Right. And I will want to say something about that, is that even though I knew at 13 I was meant to be a chiropractor, the real journey began in college, when I went off to college, and just an innocent, kind of naive person, and I had date rape. And then I became very obese and pain all over my body, and I started self-destructing with drugs and alcohol and food, and I felt like no one would want to marry me, like I was damaged goods. And that's some of the stories I'm finally sharing now. And I'm 50 this year, so it's taken all these years to finally talk about under the surface of what created fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, irritable bowel, autoimmune thyroid, and depression, right? And it was a trauma that I just buried in my body and went on, thought this is college, this is what university happens, I guess this is life. And then the healing journey, which was a journey to come out of that, took me all over the world, and also really enhanced what I was already going to be. So it's a different vibration. Like I often say, I can feel a heartbeat energetically of patients that have been abused. I can feel, it's like, and this is what I would say, my intuition now works where I can read people. Like she's saying, people aren't their real personality. For me, it's not hard to work them out. I can find a bond and understand. And it's almost like I can track backwards, because I've done a lot of emotional healing work with patients over the last 20 years. And you start to understand why they became who they became, why their addictions are their addictions, why their weight is on their body. Do you know what I'm saying? Why the kind of diseases that they manifested that they can heal or manage, control, contain. So that journey really came from pain. Like really pain is, was a starting point. And I think of it, and I hate to say it this way, but I think of it as a pile of poop that without God, what would I have done with a pile of poop? I don't know how you work that out. I don't know how you transform that. I mean, I really believe in transformational work, but I don't know that I buy into people that have been sexually traumatized over and over and over as kids, and that they're just going to get better somehow. Like life is going to work out and they marry a horrible another abuser. I don't think so. So
no.
Any thoughts you guys have about that? And she's learning to be, I think her calling is also her message. Like God's test is her testimony, right? So we know that, but it's good to be on the other side of it. But
with fibromyalgia, I want to and then Adrian, and I love this conversation, the fibromyalgia, it's anger turns inwards. The issues are in your tissues. We could rhyme time it all over. I mean, the 1,000,000 pounds of toxic fat loss that I did when I had my brick and mortar practice, it was necessary to get down once that inside transformation. This is what happened to me. And we define that.
Okay. I mean, let me ask you this with that is, do you believe a lot of weight gain and inflammation has trauma in it? Like there's a trauma there?
Only 99%.
That's what I see with fibro patients. There isn't one, except there was one all the years that I did all this neuroemotional technique to find their original programming event where it all began. And then that lady finally, years later, goes, well, I wasn't abused, but I did watch my mother beat my sister right in front of me, and she never beat me, and I would watch it all. And I'm going, it's the same thing. It's like
the same thing. So
if you witnessed it, it's the same exact trauma. you know, and she was like, well, I didn't get beat. You said it was a sexual trauma, physical trauma, abuse. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you
So
guys kill
can we
me.
use, let's use the word ladies in Spanish. It's called 100%. It's 100% because and it's not what, it's what we do with that and what we go on to become, you know.
Well, I would like to say this,
Yes.
what we offer, you and me and Adrian, I'm sure hopefully will be another advocate for health. But as we offer hope to you guys listening, there is hope. Okay.
Yeah.
There is hope to pull yourself out of the hole, but you got to pull yourself out. And usually you got to dig into the emotional part. Sometimes you got to change some habitual things that are just bad for you. Sometimes you got to get rid of certain relationships or change the dynamic, or there's a lot to it, but it can be done. And we are telling you, there is hope. There is hope. There is always hope.
It's like you go from the mental, then it's that emotional piece. Then you get that physical healing like you did. And you made an absolute amazing, give me 5, this financial beautiful practice. So Adrian, your mom and I are going to just stop for a minute and include you. What say you about this beautiful topic, my love?
I definitely agree with what you're saying on how like trauma and emotional things connect to a lot of like pain and weight loss, and not weight loss, weight gain and all of that kind of thing. And sorry about that, but
it will be weight loss.
Yeah.
So do you have any fibro, or do you feel like you have any issues?
For me, I'm worried about like possible like weight gain going on because of meds I take for seizures that I've had since I was young, but I'm hoping I can get off of that, and we just did an EEG to move on from that. But there also might be some stuff there for me because I had a lot of trauma since I was really little because my father would sexually and physically abuse me, and it went on for a while until probably I think 2 or 3 years ago we just got out of it. So
hallelujah on that one.
So she's battling with some point tenderness, like the fibro in the body.
I have fibromyalgia, but I have the symptom of when you like go down the arm like that, it can hurt pretty bad. And same with like the side of my like leg.
We would call it the 1990s criterion, where you can go push certain points and there's a majority of pain points. So, you know, I would definitely diagnose her with fibromyalgia, and she definitely struggles with gut stuff. And so some of it might be physically manifesting, and some of it might be just, I gave her some bad genetics, you know, like everybody in my family with the gut. It's like, oh my gosh, we were born with the worst guts on the planet.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, it's a fight, you know, it's an ongoing fight. And so those of you that are listening, just realize like it hasn't all been easy. It's an ongoing fight. And you peel the onion and then there's another layer. But as you go through stuff, breakthroughs and victory happen.
Yes.
And they are imminent. So the hope is it's not a false hope. Hope is a very powerful force. It's actually an anchor to your soul, according to the scripture. So
it is so an anchor. And we're going to talk offline because I've got a couple of ideas, which, you know, which is good because we come together. That's why we created Dr. Ramah and Adrian. We created
Milkshake moments.
Yeah, but we created Healthopedia because I said when I was 28 years old, when I was studying with Dr. Hulda Clark, I wrote this audacious goal, and it said, I will pen the Eastern medical version of the PDR.
Wow.
I had one health coaching certificate.
Physician's Desk Reference is a PDR.
The red book. And 40 years later, I don't ever say that to get the goal 40 years later, but 40 years later.
You did it. Nice job.
And it was after I retired. I only retired, you know, for 6 weeks because
I know. Because there's no such thing for you.
No. My husband said, okay, no one does what you do. I said, I'm retired. And he just looked at me and he said, well, Miss Jody, just how much yoga are you going to do? And there you go. But the idea is to, and my acrostic that I just want to share with their beautiful progeny. I mean, you just glow, my dear. You
She has
just
beautiful
glow
skin.
you glow from the inside out with
Thank you.
courage. It's more than your skin. You glow from the inside out.
Well, her book is coming out and it's called Advice from the Doctor's Daughter. What's the subtitle?
The subtitle is My Adventures with Abuse, ADD, PTSD, and Epilepsy.
And that's going to be, you'll be able to find it on advicefromthedoctorsdaughter.com, which will be built soon, or on adrianwagner.com. So she's going to have that out. And maybe if you're listening and you can go look for her, because that book is going to be very helpful about some of her very personal stories of struggle as she's healing through it, even in real time. It's happening now.
Oh, because it's an ongoing thing, and when I speak, what I was going to say, Adrian and Dr. Reno, what I say that HOPE stands for. H is for heal, okay, because healing is an inside job that you go into yourself, and then O is optimism to your true north. P is positivity to that law of attraction, and then E is empowerment. And when you empower yourself, which you have, Adrian, and then you go ahead and you empower others and the world. So when that book comes out, and I guess you have to ask your mom's permission, but I would just love to have you on Mindset Monday, which is my 30-minute show, to come in, and I would love to have you, because you are my oldest granddaughter's age. In fact, you kind of remind me of Avery, and it must be the A name.
It's awesome. Awesome Avery and awesome Adrian, right?
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah. So let's just do that. And when is the date this book is going to be out?
We are.
It's undetermined, but
She's going to have it out soon, by summer of 2026. So.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And what a great thing to take a tour for a summer job. And I will be there to support you. And so remember how we didn't have the real trailer? Speaking of manifestation and our mental pillar, because we were just talking, and Karen Rudolph, I'll get you next time for our other
Karen is awesome. I love that lady.
She's Karen. I will get you next Monday for your spot for a beautiful, beautiful, what I want to say, sponsor. But let's take a look, take a listen to our trailer for the Art of Manifestation film coming out at the Quantum Spa in LA, Wilshire Boulevard, the 18th of May. Let's take a look, take a feel, take a listen, and here we go. And it because I had to do it just differently. I will find it. Here we go. Here we go.
You're not just experiencing it, you're participating in it.
Our innermost dominant thought becomes our outermost tangible reality.
I think success is never coming to you as you currently are.
If you change the way you look at things, what you look at changes. Your perception is your reality.
There was no trying in it.
The universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, gives you what you are. It does not give you what you want.
It's never what you do. It's why you're doing it.
The lie is in the belief that doesn't serve you.
You can be your own worst enemy or your best friend.
People are struggling and they don't realize they're actually creating their own lives.
There's a hidden order in all of our aspects of life.
I know what it feels like.
You're not your thoughts, beliefs, or past. You're an infinite human being with a unique purpose.
Your outer world starts reflecting your inner world.
And it's as if when we're born, we're astonishing beings of love and light.
Every micro moment, every decision that you are making is impacting your energy and the field of energy that you are creating.
I was totally aware.
I learned not to push.
I never feel like I'm working.
I didn't know about it until I was well into adulthood.
The river is regular and here always.
The electromagnetic field informs the physical body.
Your autonomic nervous system is the one that makes you brave
that organizes and makes your heart pump. He does all of that for you, and it's being done below your level of awareness.
The goal is to have more love, a higher vibration, to be able to give more. If I'm down here, I have nothing to give them.
Manifestation really is fundamentally energetic.
The answer to anything you're looking for, it's always going to come from within.
Everything that we have ever wanted to be, do, or have is for the feeling of it.
The light's in all of us.
Because you're already enough. I don't want to say I made it happen, but I was just a vehicle, a tool in which it came through.
If perception shapes experience and experience shapes reality, what do you think you have been creating?
Bravo. We can't wait to see it. I know a lot of the people in there personally. Awesome.
I know you do. I know you do. So Art of Manifestation film, look, next week we actually even have discount tickets, this Quantum Spot. Adrian, maybe you just need to take a girls trip out there, because it's a weekend where this Quantum Spa is the only rooftop spa in North America. And it's a quantum field in the floor. Okay.
Wow.
So we have quantum times to do spa things. Then we have our little red carpet rollout on Monday. And yes, Marbeth, Harrison, Karen, myself, and you saw Dr.
Donna, John DeMartini. I saw Bruce Lipton, who taught me at Palmer. Yep. A lot of amazing people.
I mean, and Bruce, and it goes on, and Eric Zender. We could name names until we're on, but you know what? Right now, we're naming you. I just really, really want to make sure that I get this down. So just mark May 18th, and there will be some discounted tickets next week on there. But this is oops, I misspelled something. So let's just take that one out of there, as I'm not sure why. But what was that field, Adrian? What was your website that's on the bill? Because people are going to be watching this later. And if you've just joined us right now, we are with not only the one and only Dr. Ramah Wagner and her amazing advocate, daughter, Adrian. What is that website that's going to be yours, Adrian, for your book?
Advice from the doctors.
.com. Advice from the doctor's daughter.com. Is
Correct.
Okay, beautiful. Because make sure you take and make a note of that, because it will be a blockbuster. And until then, you can always find the doctor's the daughter's real doctor with mom doctor at WagnerChiro.com. So I want to honor you. I know you've got to hop on to another podcast, busy lady, but I want to start with you, Adrian. If there's one piece of advice on health, healing, and hope, I really think this was H3. And after all, that's the molecular hydrogen. That's a pretty doggone good molecule. What is the one piece of advice you would give boys and girls your age?
I'd say it's simple, but daily prayer, and just to kind of think into your mindset of things. You have to be careful of how you think of yourself and the things you're putting in your subconscious, because they really affect you in the long run. And I think praying daily and making sure you're having positive thoughts about your life and aspects of your life and yourself even, I think it works towards where you want to be positively. And if you keep saying to yourself, oh, I don't like this part of myself in a mirror, you're just going to notice it more. And subconsciously, and just because you're saying it to yourself. So subconscious messaging to yourself and daily prayer is what I recommend.
Oh, and said so well. From whatever you decide to do, it's going to be fantastic. And Dr. Ramah, thank you for blessing my stage. Thank you for giving us one more. And what is that last piece of thought advice, that thought speed that you would like to give in your life's milkshake moment?
I would like to say thank you for doing what you did and fighting the battle you did, Dr. Jody of Hope. And thank you for continuing coming out of retirement and coming back into service. Service is a hardcore thing, but it is so fulfilling. And I'm just really proud of you. So thank you for being here and sponsoring us and continuing the good work while you're on the planet.
Okay, so you got to put your fingers together, you too. And I've got mine together. Because guess what? If you spot it, you got it. It's mirrors of each other. Now, put your heart right here. Put your hand right here. Adrian and Ramah, put it on. Put your right hand. You feel your heart beating. Because what we did here today, when you take this hand, put it over this one. Guess what? That's what we've done together. Put your left hand over your right. Because together, we're better. That heartbeat is stronger. Thank you.
Amen. Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. So as we say, in each and every way, but we're finished. We're not going to be quite through today. I'm going to take you through because for one thing, this was our recap from Aruba, our recap of an amazing time. Thanks to people that came together. We weren't on cloud 7. We were on 11, and I want to just give you plenty of opportunity because we've got an early bird. I'm going to tell you about it after the video. Take a look, take a feel, take a listen.
So excited. This is Tony Dreammaker Jody here live in Aruba. It's absolutely beautiful. We are here at this incredible retreat. Big shout out, Dr. Jody Bear, to Dr. Jim Marinakis, to Sir Dr. Antoine. We're so honored to be here. We're having a ball. You need to be at the next one. This is absolutely gorgeous. The most beautiful places in the world. We're making dreams come true.
Hey everybody, we are in Aruba. Today we have the best day ever. The whole group came together. We're getting the vibes. Next time you have to come.
The wind's blowing in Aruba, and we've been blowing all 6 pillars of healthy living in healing and hope. Today was our social pillar. I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and saying this was amazing.
I had an amazing time once again, expanding my knowledge beyond anything that I could ever imagine, and I'm very blessed for being here. Thank you.
And I'm going to tell you what, this experience couldn't be any better. I'm so grateful to be a part of the Healthopedia tribe.
You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Woo! I guess there's one thing left to say is we're making dreams come true. See you.
Always.
In Brazil!
See you. I will just want to make one piece of information due to things that are in the global world right now. We have changed the destination, but as people said, we could have met with this retreat and we could have been in easily, we could have been in Cleveland. Nothing wrong with Cleveland if you're out there listening to us, because it's a beautiful town, but it doesn't matter where you are, it's what you do. So in that honor and where we are doing it, we will be in Kauai, Hawaii, and the dates are February 21st to March 1st. Why is this important? Because you've got a chance right now. I know we said, well, it's so far ahead of time. But frankly, a lot of people plan their vacations way along ahead, and you've got a special opportunity to go to Healthopedia Retreat. Oh, I spelled it wrong. So let me just get that little piece of there. Healthopediaretreat.com. What we've got here is an opportunity for you to get at a substantial discount. You can get it at a substantial discount to be with us. Be at our retreat and in Kauai, Hawaii. the keys to healthy living, as Dr. Jim said, the keys to what we do in all that we do and all that we are. We're just, as Dr. Antoine Chevalier, one of the top 100 doctors in the world, said, never had he seen so much healing. I'll get it right here eventually as I'm typing. This just shows that multitasking doesn't always work. But I want to get this up for you. Healthopediaretreat.com. What can you do? You can get this opportunity of a lifetime at a substantial discount as an early bird through April 30th. I want to give you the opportunity to do that and to come with us. This tells you something right here and right now, that we just have a limited number of seats. Why? Because the people that were with us at Aruba said, we're coming back. So we only take 30 slots. Get yours today at healthopediaretreat.com. That's healthopediaretreat.com. Healthopedia 4 is in store in Hawaii with health, healing, harmony, and hope. So until then, and in each and every day, let's come back next Thursday to see our Doctor Talk, our panel once a month, come play in our health sandbox. What are we going to do? We're going to be talking about heart health. It will be a blockbuster, but until then, and each and every day, make it a great Healthopedia kind of day. And all we always say is, ciao for now.
Woman up, up, up.